Hey everybody, this is Brandon from Sparksmith, and today we're going to go over some basic wire splice techniques. So if you've got a wire in like a resistor to prevent hyperflash or something like that, there's a couple of different ways that you can tie a resistor in so that you can run LED bulbs on your vehicle. Some older vehicles, they have a flasher that you can replace, and if they do, that's certainly the easiest way to do this. If you have a newer vehicle where the flasher is integrated into the computer or something like that, you're going to need something that imitates the resistance of your factory incandescent bulbs. So most cars will come with just a little glass bulb like this, and that's what the computer is expecting. And these resistors mimic that kind of load. On this mock-up we have, this is from the 03 to 07 Chevy Silverado. If you come over and look, the turn signals on these trucks have 3 wires going into them. And most vehicles will have, if they've got a light that does like parking light and turn signal, it'll have 3 wires going into it. Whatever the socket looks like, it'll have 3 wires. And in every instance that I've ever found, the 2 outside wires are the ground and the turn signal, and the middle wire is for the parking light. So usually you can tell the ground wire is either going to be black on domestic cars, a lot of them. Brown is commonly used as a ground wire on German cars like BMWs and Audis, and I know like Nissan uses a white wire with a black stripe. Really the thing to look for is like if you've got other plugs, they'll generally have a bunch of different color wires, but each plug will have one wire that's the same as all the other wires. That's a fairly good indication that that matching color wire is the ground wire. So like for instance on this one, all these, with the exception of this marker light, all have a black wire going to them, indicating that that's your ground wire, because that's the common circuit for all of them. So on this one, the goal will be to be able to run any kind of LED in this socket. So we have to find the ground wire and the turn signal wire, so the 2 outside ones. Now the nice thing about resistors is they don't care about polarity. They're not concerned about which wire goes to which. So there's 2 different ways you can do it. You can, if it comes with like male spade terminals and these quick clip things, you've probably seen those before. You can do it that way, and those, you probably know, you put some pliers and you clip them on there, you take this and you plug it in. I don't really recommend using these because they tend to corrode and fail over time. If you're hell-bent on doing it, go right ahead. I'd recommend adding some dielectric grease to the inside of this cavity before you clamp it on there, and add some dielectric grease to this, just trying to protect those terminals from any kind of moisture and corrosion. What I'd recommend, and it doesn't take much, you just need a basic pair of cutters and strippers. Like this tool does all of that stuff. It strips and crimps and all that. And you strip back on the resistor or whatever else it is that you're tying in. So if you got some other aftermarket lighting accessories that you're trying to tie into an existing circuit, it'll be the same process. So you'll strip back maybe a 1/4 inch or so of wire. You'll identify the wires that you want to cut, and one at a time cut those guys. Same thing there. Just strip back a little bit of the wire. And then take, if you buy one of our kits, they come with these butt connectors that are a heat shrink style butt connector. So after they crimp on there, you'll use like a heat gun or a comically large lighter and apply some heat to this, and you'll see it shrink up, activate the adhesive that's inside, and it will make it a weather tight connection. So on this, you slide the stripped part of wire into one end, and take your crimp tool and give it a good squeeze. And then you'll take the wire that you're adding in, and you want to tie it in to the existing circuit by twisting the wires together so that they are kind of joined together a little bit. And that just makes it, for one thing, it makes it easier to get both wires into the butt connector. You know, slide them down in there. Let's see this a little closer. You want to get the exposed wire all the way into the metal part of the butt connector that's inside the shrink wrap part. So once you've crimped them, give it a little tug just to make sure something doesn't pop loose. And then you would repeat it, you know, for the other wire, twist them together, butt connect it and crimp it, and give it a little tug test. And then when you apply the heat, this one you can kind of see, if you zoom in on it, you can see like as it heats up, you'll see it start to shrink and it'll start to turn a little bit clear. And that means that that you've heated it up enough and the adhesive has activated. Like I said, this is kind of the method that we recommend using, because then you've got a weather-tight connection that's going to last you a whole lot longer than these quick connects. So that's just kind of a general overview of how to splice a wire in. It's not as daunting as it seems. Just give it a try. If you have any questions about specific wiring for your vehicle, we're happy to help with that. Just let us know. We can help you out with your specific year, make, and model. Thanks.